Alright, I don't know how long this video will last, but let's jump into it. Again, poor lighting here, but let's just deal with it. Again, some more top things to let everybody know. Um, to kind of pick back up where I left off with the last video a little bit. One again, bigly trying to say with the last video, or one of the top things I was bigly trying to say. Uh, a lot of these, again, I've been on Snapchat, Twitter, etc., especially Twitter. I've seen all the other, you could say, student section accounts for other schools, and even our school, Allen Dennis High School, and etc. God bless all those people, past, present, and future. But I can assure you that, again, your ambassador, this guy, NJ to the city, has done the absolute most, like I said before in the past video, and will continuously do the absolute most and or push it to the absolute most or past the absolute most to show more support, dedication, and etc. to the school, to the causes, and etc. And what that means is, you know, what I was definitely bigly trying to say in the last video is that for a lot of those kids that have student section accounts for their school, the thing that separates me from them is that they're not biking to any of these games if they had to, if you were to ask me. Maybe a few of them, but they're probably not going to bike as much as I biked for Nice's games. And definitely depending on where they live, I definitely cannot see any kid biking from where I live over to Nice or wherever you live, honestly. I can't see a lot of kids doing that. Not to say they can't do that, but again, your own, I want to say grit, will, desire, and etc. I don't see a lot of kids being willing to do that. I don't see a lot of anybody being willing to do that unless they absolutely had to, and etc. But again, knowing that there were some Valley Ridge Academy kids that lived right over there in Walden Chase, there's definitely some kids that definitely, I think there were some that lived in Walden Chase. I think so. Either that or they just went over there to the Gate gas station every day to buy some stuff. I don't fully know, but to no, there's definitely some that, because I'm trying to figure out, because before Valley Ridge was built, I know they were zoned for Passetti. All of them were zoned for Passetti. But when Valley Ridge was built, if I'm not mistaken, they were all zoned for Valley, if I'm not mistaken. Because Valley is definitely closer than Passetti is to them if they live in either Walden Chase or those apartments right there next to Nice. But that's just my assumption, but I'm pretty sure I'm right on that assumption. So forth and so forth. Sorry I wasn't looking at the full camera, but I'm trying to think right now while I'm talking. But again, to let everyone continuously know more about my opinions with this stuff, God first, only his opinions. Means God first, forgive me if I, misspell something or I missay something that is not true or etc. Because again, I take the utmost God first pride in everything that I say within these videos, but I admit I mess up at times. But continuing on, one of the top things I can tell you when it comes to a lot of these other, accounts for their schools, fan zone accounts. The top thing that separates me from those other kids is that, once they graduate, those kids, a majority of them, are not coming back for any, events. Their love for the school is usually just there for them while they're there at the school. And not to say that they, some of them won't come back. Some of them do come back, but they don't come back again for nearly as much as I'm planning on coming back. I'm still planning on being as much a part of Nice's further growth and development through God First Everything as I possibly can. Again, the ambassador title is not something anybody put me under. It's something that I genuinely decided to attack myself with because of how much I love the school and how much I want to, keep representing it in a very proud and honorable way, and etc. So again, it is overall a blessing, and so forth and so forth. Um, Again, I tried to go to as many sport events as I possibly could. Home sport events, that definitely was. Uh, Definitely starting this next school year with my driver's license, I'm going to be going to as many home and away sporting events, but not just for these, for everybody, introducing myself and spreading the awareness and boosting the promotion. Nobody's paying me for that. It's just me, individually, NJ to the city, wanting to do it out of pure love and character for my school, for my county, and for just genuine people. You know, a genuine love for people. I love people. If you haven't already noticed that yet, I preach it in almost every song that I produce. But yeah, I'm just saying I'm like one of the only people out there who you're gonna find who actually goes this far out or who has gone this far out for their school on many occasions, and is continuously going that far out on their with their school continuously. I'm the only one that you probably will ever see, who's biked to as many games as I've biked to that I had to bike to in order to get to them. I mean, I remember biking to a girls' basketball game this past season, and oddly enough, I actually showed up towards the end of the game. So what that means is I showed up with like 2 minutes left to go in that game. And again, I had biked from Nocatee Enclave, ladies and gentlemen. I had biked from Nocatee Enclave, and I showed up with 2 minutes left in that game. What I ended up doing was obviously staying after extra 10, 15, 20 minutes to help clean up and stuff and talk to other people. But I showed up with only 2 minutes left to go in that game. God knows how I felt when I showed up. I'm like, oh my Lord, did I literally just show up with only 2 minutes left to go in this game? It's not even a half, it's just 2 minutes. But yes, I did that for the school. I did that for my friends on the girls' basketball team. Again, girls' basketball team for Nice High School has been an Elite 8 bound, if not Final Four bound, for the last 3 seasons. So again, heads up on that. And watch out for Nice boys basketball this season. Making waves as we always do. And Nice football as well. Making waves like we always do. Making trends like we always do. And etc. But 6 minutes into this. Like I said before, I've made the efforts. I'm continuously making the efforts. And I just don't think anybody will ever find anybody quite like me who's done what he's done and will continuously keep doing what he's doing to promote to really every school, not just Nice, but Nice is the number one for me, obviously. At least out of the high schools go, that is, I guess. But because one of the top things, Valley Ridge was the home school, was the home middle school, elementary and middle, by the way, really, because it's a K through 8. But one of the top reasons why I went to their games this past basketball season, one of the top reasons why I went to their games, and again, most kids, or most high schoolers, are not going to any middle school basketball games or any middle school games, period, unless their little brothers or sisters are playing in those games. Me, I went anyway because, one, I'm the ambassador of both schools, by the way, and then number 2, just genuine love for the kids and genuine love for the community. So, by the way, take the first one out when I said about ambassador and just put the second part in there. I went for both reasons, but take the first part out of there and put the second part in there. What does that tell you? Genuine love for the kids and genuine love for the community to cheer on the next generation that's heading up to Nice next year. Even though there was I don't remember how many kids were 8th graders who played boys and girls basketball this past season, but there were definitely quite a few that's heading over to Nice next year. But put that into an equation for yourself. Not a lot of kids, not a lot of high schoolers, period, are going to a middle school game, period, to support anybody, to talk to anybody, unless their little brother or sister is there, And some of those kids don't even want to be there for that. They're just there because they were forced to go. Some of them, not all of them. Me, I didn't have any biological little brothers and sisters there. But why was I there? To support the kids. I had a genuine love and respect for the kids. And a genuine love and respect for the school. And genuine love and respect for the community. And I wanted to support the community. And I wanted to support the next generation that's heading up to Nice High School next year. So I'm saying, most definitely, the first one is the ambassador stuff. The second one is the genuine love and respect. But take the first one out of it, and again, you still get some very wholesome work that is very admirable, and etc. Only thing is that I went there thinking that I was going to be the loudest one in the audience, but was I mistaken? Good job, Valley Ridge. You guys outschooled me. You guys outschooled me this past basketball season. I thought I was gonna be the loudest one there. You guys outschooled me. That gym was already loud. Like that without me, they would have survived even without me. But it was a blessing either way. And I'm just letting everybody know that that's just 100, you know. And again, supporting friends is another reason. The third reason I can add to that, I was supporting friends, which whom I had already known. Again, none of them are my biological brothers and sisters, but again, through other friends that I already had in Nice, their little brothers and sisters were playing, and etc. You know, so forth and so forth. And like I said before, it's just, you know, a complete blessing. Again, most are not going to take my approach whatsoever. You don't have to take the approach, but this is just my testament to everybody. This is what I mean. I preach these kids in practically every song I produce. Kidderation. Kids are my everything. The kids are my everything. My kids are my everything. Imagination at work. Quite a few others. Can't fully think of a lot of them now, but just go look up and down this YouTube channel. You're gonna find a lot of tribute songs to the kids. For the kids, I created like 3-4 songs with just the title "For the Kids." Younglings, like the evidence is there. You cannot test. You cannot test this love and passion for the kids, love and passion for the next generation that I have. You cannot test it. It's there. It's been there. And I proved it so many times, more times than anybody else ever will. But I can assure you that if their parent is not forcing them to go, or they're not going out of genuine love and respect for women, yeah, if their parent is not forcing them to go, or they don't have genuine love and respect for their little brother and sister, they're not going to any middle school or even elementary school sporting event to support anybody. They're not doing it. I am. Why? I'm AJ to the city. I'm a rapper. I'm a ambassador, and etc. I've again been preaching this stuff for quite some time. I believe in community support. I believe in, you know, the kids. I believe in the next generation. I was again there supporting the next generation that's moving up to Nice next year, or the next 2 years, or 3 years, and etc. You get the point. And that's what I'm trying to say. Most people, you know, probably still won't understand these methods that I'm preaching. But the big point there is that a guy who didn't have any biological brothers and sisters went there to support the next generation as an ambassador of that school and an ambassador of Nice High School, supporting the next generation, scouting the next generation. And I also had friends there who were already on the teams, and I had other friends there who were supporting their little brothers and sisters. So, etc. You get the point there. Again, it's a blessing. It's an honor. I'm very thankful, and God knows it's my judge and witness. But I can assure you, this is one of the top things that if I can definitely change within the culture and society which we live in, if I can change that narrative of, you know, like people actually, especially high schoolers, you do go out of your way to support the next generation on everything. You do go to middle school games to support the next generation, to talk to faculty and staff, talk to principals and etc., and see how the school's doing and what they could use help on in the future, and about donating school supplies. That's one of the top things I definitely, or donating whatever they possibly need for future growth and development. That's one of the top things I definitely encourage every high schooler to take, if God first, advantage of, you know, from watching a video like this or watching whatever else video you might watch by me or somebody else. Because the evidence is there. Again, use God first discernment on me and decipher for yourself what you want to take from it and what you don't. But I can assure you, I make songs for the kids that's been present on this YouTube channel for so long of time. My Twitter is full of examples too, and etc. My Snapchat, if you follow me on Snapchat, NJ2 the city, all lowercase, it's examples all over there. I'm even making tribute albums for these schools. No rapper or singer or musician, period, is going out of their way to make tribute albums for schools, except for me. What does that prove to you? So forth and so forth. So again, I hope people continuously realize what's going on here with me, what's going on here with society, what's going on here with community support, and realize this is real, man, and we all have the power to chase better, chase cleaner, and I hope everybody does what they got to do to God first do it. Take care. More coming soon.